Okay, we're going to look at putting it all together. So you've done each activity either in isolation or as a couple tools all together. So I'm going to go to my planner and I'm going to add a plan. And I'm going to say it will be in Unit 3, whatever the title is of that story. And I'm going to set the date for, my goal for multiple tools, coming back from fall break. We're ready to rock. I'm going to create a resource. I'm going to create a page. And by now, I know how to load from my library. So I'm going to, instead of create, I'm going to search my library. And I'm going to type in literacy stations search. And I'm going to use that template that I started out with. I'm going to add to course. And I want to make sure that that's in there. So let's see. Yep, there's the template. Open it. And I'm going to create a new version. And the wheels turn. And by now you're going to be in, hopefully Unit 3 somewhere, maybe wrapping up, before fall break so you can start fresh, or starting week 6 with the research and literacy. And I want to title this, again, Unit 3, and then whatever that title is for the story so the student knows. And then I'm going to click on the edit icon and change out my title, Unit 3, and change this out. And maybe by now, this template hasn't worked for me. I've edited it and changed out a couple different things. What will my objectives be? What tools do I want them to be? And what's the voice level expectation for that, for those stations that the student's attending? And then in addition, I'm going to go back to my planner and I want to make a test that they can participate in for Unit 3. So I'm going to build a test. Unit 3, Week 1. I'm going to save so I can add questions. And by now I'm going to have, a variety of options for questions. So I'll start with short answer. And I do not want this to be case sensitive. So I can add additional questions to this test and activate it. So that will be active in my unit as well. And then maybe I also want to have students be able to get on some instructional resources from Acuity. So I can add a resource, create a new page or a file or a link, and title it Acuity. And link that resource right here. I'm not typing in the actual things. Make it active. And now you're starting to build a whole unit with a comprehensive look for students. They've got their literacy stations here, they've got an assessment, they've got their links for formative follow up. They might have a discussion board for the research and literacy if it's a week 6 type activity, or for their essential questions for a new unit. So you're starting to add lots of elements because you've introduced all of these pieces of its learning up to this point. The 5 essential questions, we'll create a thread for each. You can do that throughout the week or again as a whole unit. And you can make that piece live in the course dashboard. Now, I made it for unit for October 12th, if you remember. So it's not going to show up until that date in the course dashboard, which is awesome. You can plan as far ahead as you want, but knowing that once you change the date, it'll make it active in the student's planner down here. And until then, you can go to your course and you can make it inactive. You can know I don't want any of these things active for my students so they don't stress out and see 17 things over here that they're not ready for. And so when they go to their course dashboard, they view it as a pupil. This is what they see. They only see what is currently active. They don't see all of those italics. And so that's hopefully the goal by the expectation at your building.